Hey guys, welcome back. This is Penguin Tech here. Today we are going to review this Cubicle case here, which is the Corsair Carbide Air 240, which was released back in 2014, so it's already out for 5 years. But I got this case for 50 ringgit, so that's about USD 12 ringgit, which is really cheap. And the seller also threw in a free 120mm AR for me, so shout out to that seller. Now let's have a look at this case here. So as you can see, what I've got is the acrylic version with the acrylic side panel here. This is not glass, it's just acrylic. And we have two USB slots here, a headphone jack and the microphone jack, a reset button, and this power switch button. Now the power switch button is not the kind that travels very deep, it's just a shallow click here. Now moving to the side here, we can see that we have a filter here. This is a magnetic filter which is actually very sticky, as you can see, which is very good indeed. Now as you can see from the design, there's actually a lot of ventilation going on. So as you can see, here's the front here. On top you have this ventilation as well, and at the bottom you have ventilation as well. So for all these three sides here, you can install two 120mm fan here or one 240mm rack on all these sides here. But bear in mind that the bottom ventilation only supports an 240mm AR if you use a ITX motherboard. Now as you can see here, we have thumb screws for this side panel. Take a look here. So I got this second hander, so there's a bit dust inside here, but so please bear with me on that. Now one interesting thing is that you can actually open here for the PCIe slot. It seems like you do not need to screw your graphic card or your sound card here, as this actually clips onto the slot here, which is quite a unique design. If you can take a look here, this thing will actually slots, it will lock into your graphic card or your sound card, so you don't have to screw in. Since this case supports Matx board, you can acquire up to 4 PCIe slots here and not 7, please bear in mind. But this case will also support ITX motherboard, just not ATX motherboard here. As you can see here, is another back panel that you can open up and grants you the access for 3.5 hard disk slots here. And these are all toolless actually, as you can see. You actually use the rubber to lock things into your hard disk, and so you don't have to use any screw or screwdrivers, and you can just install your hard disk easily, which is very convenient. And here, as you can see, this case supports ATX PSU here. Now let's remove the other side panel here. Now the design of this Cubicle case is that it separates the motherboard and the PSU into two compartments, and so that the heat from here will not go here, and this is all for the and on the motherboard side it will receive all the fresh air you throw into the case. So as you can see here, this is the bracket that supports the 3.5-inch hard drive here. You can actually remove it with a thumb screw in here for easy access, which is very convenient. And here you can see another slot here, but allow me to take off the top panel first. So the top panel is also locked in by 2 thumb screws, but they do not stay onto the panel. Right, so just removing it. Now this is the design of the top panel, and it's actually similar for the front panel and the bottom panel. This is how the air filters And as you can see, this is not exactly friendly to remove, so bear in mind on that. Now once you open the top panel, as you can see, you get access to the 2.5-inch hard drives there. And likewise, it actually uses the rubber to lock in your SSD or your 2.5-inch hard drives. So it's actually very convenient indeed. Now to remove this cage for the 2.5-inch hard drive, you need to remove two screws actually. You have to remove this screw on the outside here, and also a thumb screw inside here. Which is very cool indeed. I like this design. Now let us go to the bottom part and allow me to take it off as well. But I will have to note that the foot for the bottom panel is actually very shallow, and as you can see here, it actually doesn't heighten the case a lot, so it's not recommended to install fans on the bottom of the case because it actually obstructs a lot of airflow. Now the front panel is actually removable as well. It's just that there's nothing to review actually, so I'm not going to remove it. But bear in mind that there's actually like 4 clips inside here, so to remove the front panel. And as you can see here, this case comes with 2 front intake here. These are the 120mm fan, the Corsair stock fan here, and also there's one on top of the case is also the same model of the 120mm fan. So already this case comes with adequate airflow. If you ask me, the quality is actually not bad. I mean, the steel doesn't bend it, but the quality and the hardness or even the strength of the steel, the stainless steel, is definitely not on par to the Fractal Designs cases, but this is definitely usable. This case supports STS case as well as a graphic card of up to 290mm, and you can install AIO here, the top, the front and the bottom. The bottom is only for if you use ITX motherboard. So as you can see here, if you install all the fans available, all the available fan slot in this case, you will definitely get a very good airflow for this case. It's just that the dust accumulation on all sides of the air filters will be hard to clean because actually it's not really that accessible. That is the thing that I don't like about this case. And oh, also there's actually two fan slot for 80mm fans, which you can install here as an exhaust fan, but I don't really recommend this as they are harder to find and noisier. And as you can see, this is actually the bare bone of the case already. Oh, and actually there's actually some rubber fits on the PSU sides for it to stand like this, so that it doesn't come directly in contact with the case here, and it's actually, you can remove some scratches as well. And if you look properly, there's actually rubber grommets inside the case here. There's like a total of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 of them inside here. So now I have removed all of the compartments inside here. As you can see, this case basically bare bone now, but it's very accessible. I predict that it's actually quite easy to build a computer out of this case. It's actually a very unique case because you don't really get to see a lot of cubicle case anymore. Like so far I've only seen Matx and Corsair doing this kind of design, but Lianli also builds this kind of case, but it's not the cubicle type, it's the 2 compartment type, but not the cubicle type. So, and actually this case has a bigger brother as well, the Carbide Air 540s, that actually supports ATX motherboard, which is way larger than this case already. So overall, what I would say for this case, in 2019, I would say this case is still adequate for current builds, provided you have a very good airflow. If you are the kind of the person who values cooling over acoustic, then you can definitely go for this case. and if you can find it cheap in the second-hand market, it is definitely recommended. Let me know if you want me to build inside this case and tell you more about my thoughts on this case. So that's it from me, guys. Thank you for watching. Remember to like and subscribe, and see you guys next time. Ciao.